Hello and welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andrej.
Oh my goodness, it's Mr. Andrej Netrunner. It's such an honor to meet you, sir. My name is Patrick.
Hey, thanks for joining me, Patrick.
No problem.
And today we have, welcome back to the new year. We have some more content for you. We're going to keep going, keep doing this.
I assume so.
Yeah.
That's why we're making this video.
And we have here, this is the first game, round one, game one of the winter kit. This is the first winter kit in Montreal we had.
I think the beginning of winter, really. This is the first day I saw snow.
Yeah.
December 19th?
December 19th is the day it was, and a lot of people actually showed up. This is out at Laval, at BD Cosmos.
Yeah, BD Cosmos.
Where this channel seems to be most of the time. And this is the first time that we get to play for those, we have Corroders, Altered Corroders, and that nice day job mat.
Day job, the Corroder, the ice wall.
Yes,
ice
walls.
That's what's at stake here.
So a lot of people showed up.
This is a 22-person tournament.
Yeah,
Went
lot.
To 5 rounds, I think.
5 rounds is probably a lot for just a game night kit. Usually
is,
they're
yeah.
4, sometimes even 3.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of Netrunner for you today. Today we are watching on the left. That's actually me.
Hi, Andrej.
I stopped doing it now, I think, but I started on camera for turn 1. It's really easy.
Yeah.
To do. On the right side of the screen, we have Jerome.
Hi, Jerome.
Hey, Jerome. Jerome is a very strong player in the Montreal meta, multiple regional winner.
Yeah, he's super good.
Maybe even in other provinces. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. You know, we said last time that he won a regional with Val. I think he used Val in a regional, but he won with Haley.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. That is true. But Jerome is playing Val right now. This might be... We don't know. I haven't seen his deck yet.
He's a big Val player. I've seen him play a lot of different Vals.
Yeah.
But I think we will assume that this is the Val we all know and maybe love.
I don't know. So, yeah, I've seen Jerome play so many kinds of Val. I've seen Hive Mind, Dig Vals.
I've seen that one with...
Yeah, that one's fun.
With the Shaper virus that prevents you
Chicana.
advancing. Chicana, yeah, that was...
We've had DLR Val, we have just had Good Things Val, and all of them seem really, really potent, and Jerome's been really good at piloting that. On the left, I'm playing Blue Sun. This is the first ever competitive thing that I've showed up to with Blue Sun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
I've normally been a Titan player. I've actually taken my Titan deck that you've probably seen in the last couple of videos if you watched them and put it into Blue Sun. I think it might be a better fit. You lose 2 influence and the ability, but you do get a much better ability. That probably, at least in our meta, I think, where...
Sure, yeah. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it remains to be seen.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to being convinced.
Yeah. So, my goal right now here is to score some agendas really fast. I do have Overstate Eye, and there is Curtain Wall in Blue Sun, and you know the Anarchs probably do have 1 or 2 Davids, so you have to... It's really tricky to get that thing to come back to hand.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
So it's a tough matchup. I'm also trying to figure out what kind of Val that Jerome is going to be playing. As soon as I see a Wireless Net Pavilion, which now, by the way, has been errated, if you don't know, Wireless Net Pavilion is now unique. Yeah. So this is before that. This is also long before the NAPD list.
Right.
So this is just some old Netrunner as of 2015, but it looks like, I think...
We were so young then.
Yeah, we were.
And innocent.
It was a nice time. Mm-hmm. That handshake means we're off.
Oh, you've got a decent hand?
Yeah. So I do have some ice. I do have an Overstate Eye, and I think a Curtain Wall. Oh, no, probably not. Put some ice down, take a credit. So that's the scary thing. Normally, I'm pretty okay with leaving one of my remotes open against a lot of runners, especially something like Prepaid Kate. But against an Anarch, you don't know if there's going to be a medium. You don't know if there's going to be a Count Siphon, a Vamp. So you have to protect everything, and that does slow me down.
There could totally be a Count Siphon or medium. Turn 1.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, for sure.
Very easy. So I'm the kind of player that likes to rush. You have to slow down for this. I'm going to take my time.
It looks like he's playing a long game. He's got data folding out there.
Yeah. So I've been recently had a nice conversation with Jerome about data folding. This firstly says 2 things. The game's going to go pretty long.
Probably.
Turn 1 data folding is going to make a lot of money, but also means that he's not going to run a really substantial rig. Right. Because you need to have the MU open, so I have no doubt the rig is going to be something very minimal. Maybe
probably just 1 or 2 AIs.
Faust David.
I'm assuming Faust, yeah.
Faust David seems good.
Yep.
Jerome did take the money off Caddy Jones to put down the Wildside Chronotype combo.
Yep.
Really good to get that set up turn 2.
Yeah, that's turn 2. That's pretty solid. He's doing well.
Do a lot of draw. I think Wayland does have a lot of cards to actually to bring out some hate for resources.
Sure.
You could score a hostile or something really early, public support, and then throw out Corporate Town.
Yeah, Corporate Town would be nice.
It's super strong against DLR Val. It gets to trash resources for free,
yeah,
avoiding
there's so many resources to trash.
Yeah, there's some really good ones.
It's a veritable cheese plate of resources.
Street Peddler hits the table. Man, I love this card.
Oh, Street Peddler is one of my favorites in the Santen cycle.
By far.
It's just such an interesting ability that feels very fair and right in
Yeah.
Anarch.
So this adds a whole bunch of surprise. You don't know what's coming. There could be a clot under there.
Could be a clot, could be Plascrete.
The
Who knows?
source.
The source, that's fun.
So much weird stuff can happen. And you really do have to play around it, but you can't. You don't know what you're playing around, so
Nope.
it can put you in some really funny situations. I do have a scoring server set up there, but...
Right. Are you avoiding resing anything with Oversight AI because you think
Well,
that David would just wreck something?
I think I would. That's why I want to go for a curtain wall up there on Archives.
And you're protecting the curtain wall in
Right.
case David's coming. Great.
So if Jerome wants to pull down that curtain wall, he's going to need not only a David, but also a Blackmail.
Yep.
Or some way to get through that first piece of ice, not knowing what it is. Street Peddler cycling for another Street Peddler. That is, you go through what?
Classic Street Peddler.
That's 7 cards of your deck in one click.
Yep.
Whoa, you are throwing out a lot of stuff, but you are going to find what you need as soon as you want it.
That's right.
You can also, if you're unlucky, maybe throw out some Blackmails.
Yeah.
It is an event.
It is an event. Street Peddler is not good for event-filled decks.
No, not so good.
You know who I wish I'd seen more often? Page Piper. I think that was a really cool Anarch ability that
It is.
I hope to see more of someday.
So Page Piper came out a bit before Faust, and I'm thinking...
And Faust is perfect if you want multiples of cards.
Yeah, Faust is the kind of card that wants this fuel. So Page Piper probably isn't the best with Faust.
Right, absolutely.
I know in the near future we're having those consumer-grade hardware cards. I think the first pack of the Mumbat cycle has a Anarch 6.
Right, it has the Anarch 6 of in a
Yeah.
pack.
So you could Page Piper your deck down to like 30-something cards in
Sure.
2 turns.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Could be something.
Right,
Not
so
sure if that's worth it.
you brought your curtain wall back for 14 credits.
Yes.
He's installed his Wireless Net Pavilion. The game is afoot.
Yes, so I've no doubt this is a DLR deck. How to beat DLR decks? You need money.
Yeah, you need money.
If you want to try, you either go fast or you need money to trash all that stuff. I do not have any silver bullets in my deck. Anything like, I don't actually have a corporate town.
Okay.
So if I'm gonna trash
he
resources,
might think you do because Corporate Town is in a lot of Wayland decks.
very much he could. Another really interesting thing with the Oversight AI is that's the only card I have in my deck that will let me res ice besides through a run.
Okay.
So it is technically the only card I have that can prevent
anti-blackmail
an
card
anti-blackmail
in
card.
its way.
Yes. Knowing that I actually put an archer, I think there's at least one archer in this deck, and I think
Archer is solid against David.
Yeah.
Because David can't break all those subs.
exactly oversighting an archer is pretty great. It's a lot of cards to get through with a Faust,
Yep.
and David won't ever shut it down.
Right.
So that's actually pretty useful, but already used out first oversight. I think I might be drawing a bit aggressively, trying to find the pieces before Jerome finds blackmails.
Yeah, usually with this deck, you want to score an agenda early.
Yeah.
You want to hopefully even get an Atlas token if you're lucky, but
Yeah.
or just score an Atlas, really.
Scoring an Atlas is good. Put some points on the table. We have Faust out there,
Yep.
so it's very easy for Anarchs to capitalize on that wild side card draw.
Yeah,
Throw some cards away. Wayland does have a lot of good multi-sub things to deal with.
that's true. That's fair.
Spiderweb.
Hey, something about Faust.
Yeah?
Why isn't it called Mephistopheles? Faust was the guy who made the deal.
Yeah.
You're using Faust. I feel like you should be
Well, you're
using
making the
Mephistopheles.
deal, right?
Yeah, but so are you Faust?
I'm not that familiar
Faust
with
is
the
the
source
runner.
text.
Okay, all right. I'll explain later. Look forward to the after video.
I'm going to go for a fast track right there to pull out a hostile takeover.
Mm.
So I can't score it out of hand right now.
But you've got the tool.
But
and
I
maybe you
can do
protect it.
something next turn. I'm pretty confident that there's no clod going on in here. There's no way to pull it up that quickly. I don't think there's clone chips. You could do it on the street
right,
peddler.
right. He's got Street Peddler out there with some stuff on it. You don't know what's in there.
Yeah. Yep. You'll also notice the way that Jerome is playing is most turns he installs one card, puts money on Caddy Jones, and then takes 2 credits,
Yeah.
which is incredibly. You can tell that money matters.
Yeah. Of course.
And that's something that I think you could say whenever you're dealing with any sort of Wayland deck that you're
Sure.
worried about a kill. But this makes me a bit suspicious.
Do you think he's gonna vamp you?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
okay.
have no doubt a vamp is
All
happening.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. He's gonna vamp you. He can use that that bad pub.
Bad
for
pub
the
helps
vamp,
for a
right?
vamp.
Yep.
Yeah. You already have the Faust on the table, so you're not using money to break into HQ for the vamp, which
That's
is
right.
very good. I did throw a card down into that server. Is that the hostile takeover? Is that an Atlas?
Is it a snare?
Is it a snare? That's what I love about Fast Track. You Fast Track an agenda and install anything.
Yeah, I did that in one of my last games at the last tournament we played.
Worked well?
I brought an Edge Rolled into my hand and then installed a card naked in the server.
Hey.
No, behind ice. And
Right. That works.
I mean, it didn't work.
Okay.
Roberto figured it out, but yeah.
It's worth a shot.
It was worth a shot.
I think we slammed the camera there a bit, and this is the same kind of turns. Put down something on the table, get money from data folding, put money on Caddy Jones, and that is scary. It's really hard to deal with.
And when that vamp comes, it's going to hit hard because he can he can install DOR after vamping.
Yes.
Because he's made a run. He has the tag.
And then you're locked.
To turn on, oh boy.
Yep. So I'm going to go score that hostile takeover. I actually plugged that into that server to see if I could get maybe a blackmail out on that.
Yeah.
It's not bad to lose another
trading
just
point for one of his
for a blackmail.
most valuable cards.
That gives me some money and another bad pub to Valencia. That's fine. She already had some bad pub.
What's the worst that can happen? I mean, I haven't seen Valencia running things like itinerant protesters.
Yeah, that's true. I think there's some interesting decks using journalism and itinerant protesters.
I'd love to see them. I just haven't yet.
Yeah, I'll try that out at some point.
Cool. Me too.
Another card goes out into that remote. It looks like that is going to get a blackmail check. And that's just another hostile. I think Jerome makes a joke at this point, letting me know that I can just score those out of hand if I want. But that's good. So we have one blackmail down.
He is so generous.
Yeah. With that heavy card draw. So the question is, how many blackmails do you think the runner can see this soon in the game?
Yeah.
With Wild Tide, Chronotype, there could easily be another in HQ.
Oh, he's taking money off of Caddy.
I mean, yep. So money's coming off of Caddy. I think that is a bit of protection in case there is a Caesar Scorch, something like that.
For sure.
I'm pretty confident that Jerome's deck would have an I've had worse, just in case, but
yeah,
you can always get lucky. You can always get around it. Maybe even mid-seasons is something that's good to fire right now.
Or Paparazzi. I feel like maybe that Street Battlers is hanging on to Paparazzi.
Oh, that would be really cool. Yeah, you can pop that at the last minute.
You can Paparazzi. That's for you listeners.
Oh, boy.
Sorry.
That's fine. So I guess if I can keep baiting through that run, so there's two things you want to do.
Right.
If you get a blackmail run and get, if Jerome keeps stealing stuff that I can throw on that server that I don't want, that's good.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, I can probably get a cheeky Atlas.
Yeah, sure.
Or if he runs with Faust and decides I'm just going to check with Faust, that ice becomes rezzed, and that does two things. Firstly, that gives me some insurance.
Gives you some flexibility.
Flexibility, so now blackmail is partially off, but also, oh, hey, we have another blackmail.
Okay.
So
but you put down an upgrade, which is great counter blackmail. Oh, okay.
So that's just a CVS. I don't think that was any use besides drawing out another hostile takeover.
You can just score those from hand.
Yeah, you can score those from hand if you want. But that's fine.
But I like the baiting blackmails. That's what you have to do.
Yeah, I think you have
down,
to do that.
You haven't seen any same old things yet?
No same old things so far. Even Deja Vu's, none so far. But I think both of those could easily be in this deck.
Yeah.
And here we have a gang sign. So this is
That's cool.
Jerome's deck gets really cool. So Jerome's deck has swapped out the count siphons, which were a big part of, say, Dan Dargenio's
cheese plate, Rad's cheese bank.
Yeah. And instead, he's gone for the gang sign build.
I love gang sign.
Gang sign is a really, really, really cool card.
Yeah.
And the logic makes a lot of sense. The biggest counter I've seen to these DLR decks is to get the agendas into HQ where they can't get milled.
Yeah.
And then score whenever you have windows.
They're keeping them in HQ to keep them protected.
Yes.
Oh, so boy.
The one thing to fight against that is gang sign.
Yep.
So that punishes aggressive play and slow play, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess it punishes slow play more.
It definitely punishes slow play.
If you want to just sit back and take money to fight the DLR. Install advance is going into that server. That is either an agenda or some sort of advanceable trap. Let's see if there's another blackmail coming in that server.
Yeah, so we've seen 2 blackmails down.
2 blackmails down, but I have no doubt.
I wouldn't be surprised if he has the third one.
Yeah,
and there's recursion, for sure.
Even, with that gang sign on the table, Jerome might be okay with letting an agenda go just for a chance of an access on HQ.
That's right.
You get some information, get to see what my deck is doing, because he has not run at all on a Central since then. Joshy B is going to come out, do his magic. If Jerome wants to trade some tags for some extra clicks, that's really good when...
It's a good trade if you can use those, if those tags aren't going to hurt you too much.
So I think I said I was going to score, but Jerome said, hey, slow down. We have a Street Peddler. So after 1 advance, that's a pretty good thing to battle. HQ interface.
So the HQ interface will work with the gang sign to access 1 more card from HQ.
So what's really interesting at this point is I can choose not to score the agenda if I'm worried about HQ, but then blackmail will probably come. Let's get an overscored Project Atlas. 2 cards are going to be accessed from HQ.
Have you ever installed advanced, had them say stop, clot you, and then they run and it's a trap?
I haven't done that yet, but that's the dream.
That's the dream, isn't it?
Especially in yellow, when you play coy and don't see it coming. Two accesses are going to get Kernel Wall and a Scorched Earth, so
Okay.
it looks like there's a bit of death floating around in these servers.
2 cards he totally expected to see in HQ
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. One thing worth noting that underneath that Street Peddler there was a Vamp.
Ooh.
So I know what to expect.
Right.
And
you also know there's one less Vamp out there.
That's true. With the same old thing in Deja Vu, though, still probably both in this deck.
For sure.
I am incredibly worried. There is...
Oh, I see a fun new card in his hand.
What did you see?
I think I see Employee Strike.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's great against Blue Sun. I hope I see that this game.
Is maybe one of the best cards you can play against Blue Sun.
Yep. Another gang sign. So he's going to see 2 cards twice.
Yes.
That might overlap, but it might not. He might see 4 different cards in HQ.
In theory, if you're lucky, you can see 4 different cards. That's almost all of HQ. Good luck scoring an agenda and having anything in HQ at that point.
Right.
So, that's the coolest thing about Employee Strike. And that's what you can do, is you can Vamp, and then they'll res all their ice, and think, okay, now my ice is res, I can return it to hand, and then you Vamp down to nothing, and then you play the Employee Strike, last strike.
And their last hope.
And then they're done. All the servers are open, you can start DLRing, you can do whatever you want, and it's such a big window. The David is hitting that table. That is crucial.
Yep.
There is a lot of big, strong Wayland or Blue Sun ice that is really susceptible to that.
Okay.
And then server, it looks like we're going to have a Jackson. Let's draw. We need to go find some things. Some agendas would be good. I have nothing in hand so far. Drawing aggressively actually might be not the best against Gang Sign.
Hard to say.
Yeah, if you draw 2 agendas, you're usually in a bad spot. But it looks like I do have the ability to flush agendas.
Sure, whatever word you're trying to say.
I think it was ability.
Okay.
Yeah. That data folding has been printing lots of money.
Yeah, because this game is going long.
This game is against Blue Sun. You don't expect that fast of a game. Let's check HQ. That is an enigma.
All right.
So Jerome could lose a click or just toss a card to prevent that. Even 2 cards if he wants to break and enter. See 2 cards with that HQ interface.
Sure.
But this is good, I guess.
Is this his DLR turn? The turn that's going to turn on DLR?
I think you need a Vamp first. Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you could install DLR after that.
And then he's got Joshua B to give him the tag.
Yep, if you wanted to.
But you're right. He would want to get rid of your money too.
Yes, I think you need to drain my money. Looks like he's just gonna lose a click there. You think he wants his cards in hand. Sure, gamble for some more money. And now I'm down at 19 credits. The Tower of Greed on Caddy is probably around 12, 15.
Yeah, it's going to be a big stack.
Yeah, so that's not that good right now. Throwing out Parasites is probably something you want to do against Blue Sun. It's really hard to Parasite without Data Sucker.
Yeah.
Against Blue Sun, particularly.
Oof.
And we're in a really rough spot at this point.
Yeah, you don't want to just lose that Jackson.
Yeah.
But you need that server.
Yeah, I do need that server. To score at some point, and I probably need to get some of that ice res. I'm going to have to overstate AI, something that's really taxing to get through. Like,
hopefully an archer.
An archer.
Hopefully not a curtain wall, because that David will just eat that curtain wall.
Yeah, in theory, you could do curtain wall in front of another curtain wall, overstate AI the back one. That usually can do it for you. Yeah,
pretty good.
There is another blackmail in hand. I think he just drew. 18 to 24 credits. This could be. Okay, getting another data folding.
Okay, this game is going long then.
And the third.
So, even if you have a whole turn, you cannot trash his DLR when that comes out.
So what's the math? Each Fall Guy is going to be 4 credits with 1 wireless net pavilion, and we'd have to trash all 3 of them, and then...
That's 12 credits, and then you still have to wait another whole turn.
Yeah, and another 4 credits just to get to the DLR, and that's even if I have money in the first place.
Yep.
I drew a Hive, which is incredibly good against Faust. Looks like we're going to go ahead and overstate AI that curtain wall on HQ.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, he does have David.
He does have David, but you wanted to use that David.
Yeah, so that David will be exchanged for that curtain wall. I would probably like that money.
Sure, of course.
That money is something that I could use. Jerome is starting his turn with 24 credits and a whole, just a mid of cards.
Is this and Caddy with 12?
I think more.
You think that first stack is more than 9?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
And you know what? I think we're off. We have a Deja Vu into a Vamp.
All right. Well, it's been nice.
It has been good.
Thanks for having me.
It looks like we can Vamp through. That curtain wall is going to get destroyed by that David. That AI was a bit of an oversight. We have an Enigma. Takes 2 cards.
That was really funny.
Oh, thanks.
Everyone, give him a round of applause.
Vamp. We're going to do a full Vamp. With the bad pub, that is going to take Jerome just down to 2 credits. I have...
Oh, the nerve, the gall of this man.
I have no money.
Still having money left after that.
Jerome does have a tag. and we've entered a really interesting spot. There's 2 things. He has 2 clicks left. So you can throw down that current, the employee strike.
Oof.
He could clear the tag. Looks like Jerome is going to clear the tag.
Interesting.
In theory,
because he knows you could scorch him.
Yes. There is definitely death in my deck. If I could do something like a Beanstalk into double Scorched.
That'd be great. Well, you
after
can bring
returning
back
Enigma,
yeah.
That would be really good. But now we're in a really bad spot. All centrals are basically open. We have to return that Enigma to hand. Get the 3 credits.
Yeah, you have to. He forced you to do it, but at least you can do it.
Yes.
A lot of other corps would be just stuck at this point.
Just stuck at 0. That's the flexibility you get with Blue Sun. Returning Enigma, not the best. But it looks like we are going to get something with that Project Atlas. Hopefully we have something to fight against this. And,
oh boy.
And you know what it is? It's a vanity project.
I think it's a vanity project. Ballsy.
Yeah, so we're going to
Are you going to install something?
I'm going to install something and let us do the combo.
Okay, you're doing the combo.
So let's power shut down my whole deck. Power shut down. So I wanted Jerome to run because I wanted the power shut down. And the easiest way to get him to run is to get him a free curtain wall trash.
Yep.
So what I did is I threw a curtain wall in front of HQ, baited the run. Yeah, I lost all my money, but I knew I'd have that Enigma to come back.
And
Employee strike
you
didn't happen.
didn't need much money to do whatever you're about to do.
So we popped the Jackson, and we did throw out our whole deck so we can basically choose what 3 cards are going to become the rest of our deck.
Yep.
There's probably a vanity project on the table.
I believe you installed a card.
I did install a card. We're going to assume that's a vanity project. My deck is now consisting of 3 cards. You have to give those a good shuffle.
You're going to let him cut.
Yeah, you offer for the cut.
He denies.
And then for 1 credit...
Nope, that is not the right... Don't do that one.
Yeah. And then Accelerate Diagnostics is going to fire 3 cards.
All of them shipment from Sansan.
That is 6 advancements onto the vanity project.
And you give him finger guns. The greatest insult an opponent can receive.
And we go pow, 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 pow. From 3 to 7 points, and that combo took me only 2 credits. I had to kind of... I think Jerome was a bit stunned for a second.
Yeah,
I don't think
he's still thinking this through.
Seen this before. I was in the worst spot possibly that it could have been.
Yeah, but you had the cards, and he'd made a run. He
did make a run, which is all I needed him to do with all the cards in hand. And there we finally agree that that happened. And
you know why I didn't shake your hand? Because the finger guns. You can't just finger gun someone and expect them to be your friend afterwards.
That is absolutely brilliant. I think that is... I don't know how you win
yes,
after
it was
that.
brilliant, Andre.
No.
We're watching on video.
After that vamp, there's not much you can do. I think that is the only option.
That is the best. That's like the only way you could have won at that point.
Yes.
And you did it.
I managed to be able to score with 2 credits. Absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad that worked out. So I've been playing that in Titan, and I think in Blue Sun it actually might be better. You can threaten not only the Seesaw Scorch with the accelerated shutdown, but you can also score agendas, which is huge against a lot of matchups, and you can do it for almost no money.
If you had no money, let's say you played Employee Strike.
Yeah, I would be in a bad spot. I'd be in a really bad spot. Right? We talked about this after Jerome was considering doing tags to play the Employee Strike, and he decided for the tags.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, hey, thanks so much for watching. Do stay tuned. We have the next round between me and Jerome coming up in just a bit.
Yep. It's good to be back, guys.
Thanks. Ciao.